Wake up, human. You have certainly spent enough time resting. Why won't you wake up? My restless nature can't handle such impudence. Wake up, human. I wouldn't have captured you if I knew you'd be a lousy, lazy human. Now wake up. Ah, you're awake. Finally. I was starting to worry. It is not often that humans can be such heavy sleepers. Or perhaps I am just insufficient in my tone to stir up wakefulness in a human. Perhaps. But that can be discussed later. For now, human, I am going to instruct you. Why, yes, I must instruct you. On many things, in fact, but most importantly, manners and proper etiquette. For if you are going to live in my manor, whether voluntary or involuntary, which the latter is your case, then you must learn to act and behave in a proper manner. I am an old soul, after all, in the very literal sense of the word. So hasten. Your first lesson will be over proper manners in terms of dining. Why are you being so indignant? It's almost as if you are ungrateful for my actions. That would be preposterous, of course. So, come to the dining hall, human. Ah, my wonderful dining hall. It is quite grandiose and exuberant, wouldn't you say? Oh, well, I didn't need your affirmation on its beauty anyhow. Well, I suppose you should sit down now. Well, any seat would be appropriate as at the moment. There are no other guests at the table, and, as such, there are not likely to ever be any more guests at the table. Unless more humans decide to hunt in my territory, but I don't think that is the case. However, I can inform you on the proper order of things, if you so desire. Not desirous? Well, that is all right. I suppose you must take a seat now. All right? Now, what do you know about table etiquette? Not much. Well, then, I shall just have to teach you. Let us start with the essentials of sitting. Firstly, I suggest you sit with a straight back. Slouching in a seat can give the appearance of lethargy and slothfulness. If you sit upright, not only does it give you a more lively sense, but it also creates a domineering sense. Well, of course, you would want to be domineering in the presence of others. As a former hunter, I assumed you would have some knowledge on a domineering perception, creating a form for yourself that appears larger, bigger, more grandiose. It can inspire great intimidation in others. This can come in handy in a fight, or in a hunt. Of course, you should have known this. Oh, you did. Perhaps you just never thought too polite to such as that of the dining halls. However, in rooms such as these, it is no different than any fight of physical might. It can often be more than anything a battle of decisive wit. And if your physical demeanor elevates you, the wits of your opponents can be decisively crushed. Oh, but I suppose I am getting ahead of myself. Such battles are not likely to happen at this table. In my earlier years, so long ago, The realm of etiquette held great intellectual discussion as those high in society dined together, but most of them are dead now. I suppose vampiric immortality can be great in many scenarios, but the avalanche of memories can crush my spirit under its nostalgic weight. Regardless, your demeanor is important, and in the chair, it is not just your back which should hold concern. Well, for starters, do you notice where you are sitting? Yes, you are sitting quite far from the edge of the seat. In fact, your back is almost touching the chair's back. That is not the proper way of things. You should be sitting on the edge of your seat. This will accentuate the manner in which you are sitting. Similarly, this places you in a state of engagement with those at the table. If you hold yourself further back, it creates a sense of reservation, I suppose, which could possibly exclude you from excellent and exciting conversation. Oh, in my heyday I could have been mortified if that were the case, as I was quite the conversationalist. Exclusion would not have been my desire. Yes, I suppose that holds no value now, as there are not going to be any conversations except between you and me. Well, I can still be a great conversationalist. It just begs the question of whether you will hold the conversation or exclude yourself to reservation. I would greatly enjoy you to warm up to me. I suppose you could say, I took you in after all, and I am protecting you as well. Kidnapped, take in, what is the difference? You were not prepared for the world of hunting, and for the dangerous world which comes with it. So I took it upon myself to place you under my tutelage. Oh, spare me your sorrows. This is all for your benefit. No matter how antiquated you believe these practices to be, it is for the better of you. Regardless, I suppose it is time to deal with cutlery and other utensils. Now tell me, do you know which side the fork, knife, and spoon should go on? You are correct in that. It was a bit of a trick when I asked, but you managed well in that aspect. Yes, you are correct. They do lay separate of each other, and in me saying they would be in similar locations is a bit tricky. As well as you are correct that the fork is separated. Now, as you see, the fork, as well as other forks alongside it, are to lay left of the plate, while the knives and spoons are to the right. Of course, this is the general rule. There are exceptions for other forks and other knives and other spoons which would be used for other things, such as a butter knife, which would be on the plate for bread and butter. In a similar vein to the rules about the utensils, the drink and its container lays to the upper right of the plate. Now, I will ask you another question. Is there any particular pattern? That is a very good assumption. Of course, there has to be a pattern. Why wouldn't there be a pattern? This pattern for most of the utensils is based around the course of the meal, outer to inner. You will learn it soon enough, but I will not put much pressure on that aspect as of the moment. I do not feel as if the order of the utensils will be of immediate importance to you. Most important things that I will teach you is that you move in a manner that has manners. Whether you use the right tools or not is unimportant as of the moment, as long as you look as if you're using them correctly. Yes, I do mean that. One thing you will learn is that etiquette is about being perceived as elegant and regal and powerful. As long as that perception is fulfilled, it doesn't quite matter, really, if you are doing it correctly. However, it often helps to learn the rules because they help in reaching that perception. Why do you have such a confused and downtrodden look on your face all of a sudden? Are you still confused about my motives? Have I not made them very clear? I want to give you a proper instruction to prevent any embarrassment or harm from coming to you. I want to see you blossom and flourish. When I first defeated and captured you so long ago in the forest surrounding this very mansion, I saw great potential in you. I saw that you could grow to be strong. You were weak, and now you are not much stronger than before, but you are growing strong. And I desire to see you grow and succeed. Perhaps you disagree with my methods, but I know they will work. Well, perhaps I am conceited in that regard. Yet that matters not. However, that is the end of your lesson for today. I do believe it would be quite all right for you to be free to travel the manor in any which manner you desire. But don't try escaping. I very well know it is physically impossible in your current condition, or in any condition you might achieve.